guys, it's Haley. Welcome back to my channel. And this video today is going to be about my first trimester.
Pull me close, take me in, just me, just you, lost in the moment. Lost in the moment.
So my first trimester was a little bit different. I found out on my own that we were pregnant, told my husband when he got home from traveling, and then got COVID. So my fourth week of being pregnant is when I had COVID, going into my 5th week. And there's a whole video about that, so if you want to watch that, the link will be down below. But that was my first week. So some of my symptoms, I don't know or if they're COVID related or just pregnancy related, but are still kind of mad about that I didn't get, I don't know for my next pregnancy. I won't know what my pregnancy symptoms were in the first couple weeks because I had COVID. So they were the lines are blurred because they could be COVID, they could be pregnancy symptoms, and I just don't know it. That was kind of a little bit different for me. Didn't expect it. So that really had my emotions up and down in those first couple weeks of pregnancy. I had gotten beta numbers and those were good. I have another video that kind of gets more into that. And then I also had my first ultrasound at 7 weeks, 3 days. This is it. I am so thankful. My husband has been able to go to every doctor's appointment with us and every ultrasound. He has been able to go with me. I know in other states like California, it's very strict still. And here in Ohio, we are very thankful for our cases that just keep going down with the vaccine that came out. So he has been able to come to every ultrasound and every appointment. So we went and got our first ultrasound and we weren't able to hear the heartbeat, but we were able to see it. So we got to see the flicker, and her heartbeat was 136. So that was kind of a weird heartbeat to figure out, oh, is it a boy or a girl? Because it was kind of not really high and not really low. So that's what it was at 8 weeks. And then we went back, I think a week later, and I had my first appointment, which would have been at 8 weeks, 1 day. And we got to see her. We couldn't find her on the Doppler. She's very wiggly. She has been since she was very little. I was always feeling tons of flutteries then. And when they say it feels like butterflies, it literally, that's what it feels like. It just feels like a bunch of flutters and maybe a little gas bubble here and there. That's literally what it felt like. And so she couldn't find her on the Doppler, which kind of freaked me out for a little bit. And thankfully they have an ultrasound in the office. So they did an ultrasound real quick and they were able to see her, and she had a heartbeat. So that was like a sigh of relief because it was kind of freaking me out that she couldn't find it. So we had our first ultrasound, and then we did labs, just the normal, did a urine sample, normal stuff. Got all my labs back, they were all good. Because I was on Clomid and metformin, metformin mostly, I had to have an extra 1-hour glucose test. So I did that and passed it with flying colors. That was another thing I had to do in my first couple weeks of pregnancy. And then we announced on Christmas, it's either Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, I can't remember now. But we did that. We had a couple pictures. I can insert them here. We did a little photo shoot and did it in our house and announced that way on Christmas. Then we decided we wanted to do the genetic testing to find out the gender and see if our baby girl was healthy genetically. And we also did the carrier screening. We actually could have done it around 10 to 12 weeks, but because of the holidays and me only having basically 1 day during the week to get lab work done, I had to get it done later than 12 weeks. So we didn't find out until after 12 weeks the gender because of that, but it kind of gave a good switcheroo of from the time that we announced to the time we announced the gender. So I would say maybe it would have been right after our first ultrasound is when I started getting nauseous. Things started not sounding good. Smells would instantly not make me hungry at all. But that's been my huge thing, is dry heaving and just being very like gaggy, which I hate that word, so I don't know how else to explain it. But I mean, if I don't eat enough, I just start going into like this gagging fit where I can't like just stop and calm down. I have not yet to throw up. I'm not gonna say knock on some wood, but I have not thrown up yet. I'm just super gaggy, nauseous. And that didn't stop until 15 weeks, which would have been my second trimester. And that was not fun. I can say that much. Definitely worth it to have my baby girl, but definitely not fun in the moment. And I'm very glad that the first trimester is over with. I had leg cramp, and then I also had round ligament pain very early. That started around 10 weeks and then lasted until probably, I would say, the beginning of my second trimester, and it kind of went away. But round ligament pain is, whoo, that is rough, especially when you don't have a big belly. So you're like, why am I feeling this way? It's just your uterus is growing, so it's not used to that, and it just pulls on muscles that you're not used to being pulled at. So it kind of hurts. I had lots of vivid dreams. The nausea was horrible. Finding foods that I could eat was really difficult. I couldn't cook. I found that out very soon, that I could not cook. If I would start cooking, I would instantly start gagging. And I still am not able to cook. The most recent one would be I tried to cook a grilled cheese when my husband was traveling for a weekend, and started having a gagging fit to where I was so sick to my stomach that nothing sounded good. So I barely ate that day. I haven't had much leg swelling. So I feel pretty good. I'm tired, which I think is just normal, and with working full time, I think it's normal. And getting her nursery ready, which I'm sitting in, and it's almost ready. We just have to hang stuff up, and it should be done. That was my to-do during the winter time. I said I want to get her nursery done in the winter so that when it's nice out, we are not spending time doing this stuff when this already could have been done. So this is almost done. I just need to hang stuff up, hang her mirror up in her shelves. But we got all the furniture, her walls done, which you can't see, but I can't wait to show everybody. I can't wait for her to be in here. So that, I guess, would be what most of the first trimester was about. What I couldn't eat was red meat, any kind of meat really. So finding things to eat for lunch was really hard, and I think that's why I lost so much weight from 8 to 12 weeks, is just because from 8 to 12 weeks is when my nausea and like food aversions got really bad. It's really hard to eat anything. The only thing I ever could eat was carbs. It's the only thing that went down well and didn't make me feel sick. So that's kind of how my first trimester went. Nothing too crazy besides having COVID. If you guys want to see some of my must-haves and what helped me get through my first trimester, then watch the next video. Thank you very much. Bye.